This episode is brought to you by Amazon Prime. There's nothing sweeter than baking cookies during the holidays. With Prime, I get all my ingredients delivered right to my door, fast and free, no last-minute store trips needed. And of course, I blast my favorite holiday playlist on Amazon Music. It's the ultimate soundtrack for creating unforgettable memories. From streaming to shopping, it's on Prime. Visit Amazon.com/Prime to get more out of whatever you're into.
From the ashes of the episode we recorded over on the Supreme Resort feed, it's Scraping the Vault. I'm your new host, Chaz, Cool Guy. Joining me, as always, is Huge Mungus.
Hey guys, I'm huge.
And I forgot the other guy's name, but it was funny, and
Me too!
Okay.
Also forgot my own name. That's how hard we party over here on Supreme Scrape.
What was it? It was...
Scraping the Resort.
Oh yeah, this is Scraping the Resort. Or wait, this is the Supreme Vault now.
The Supreme Vault. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So hello, welcome.
Hey.
This is I'm not actually Chaz Cool Guy. My name is Dan. I've been on this show since the beginning. I'm joined by Eric, who we couldn't remember your character name.
Also on the show since the beginning, and welcoming Ears Up's RGH. Welcome. Here, we'll make you feel better.
It's time for the show that brings the magic right to your speaker.
There we go. It's from that show. It's RGH.
RGH from that show.
RGH is also from Puny Pod, which we've talked about on probably a little bit less so on this podcast, because by the end of every episode of this podcast,
Jimmy's
we're all just in a haze.
Here, let me. Maybe this will remind you. Oh no, there we go.
So, Ryan, what is Puny Pod, and why should people listen to it?
Puny Pod is, well, if you like Scraping the Vault, but the movies are too awful for you, go watch Puny, or go listen to Puny Pod.
That's fair.
People have spent millions on them instead of tens.
Yeah.
It's a Marvel rewatch podcast.
Yeah, we rewatched the Marvel Universe. We started with Iron Man in January of 2023, and we release monthly, so we are up to Thor: The Dark World. And Dan joined us on that one, and it's a great episode. And Eric has previously joined us on the Avengers episode, the Avengers, or the Marvel's The Avengers rewatch. We also, in between our rewatch episodes, we also drop some Marvel news and speculate recklessly about what's going on in Marvel and what they're going to do next and all that kind of good stuff.
We love wild rumors generated by internet nerds. That's I'm in.
Especially about actors and their interviews and
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Actors responding awkwardly to awkward questions and then making fun of them for not being perfect.
Yeah, that's our specialty.
No one briefed me on this.
Sounds like another podcast I listen to. Anyway, so what's going on here is that if you didn't hear the Supreme Resort episode, which I guess you're the one, I guess, that doesn't listen to both. Right. Congratulations. We are taking a break from watching bad movies and or researching potentially bad attractions, usually good attractions, for reasons that, things happen. And so we're just kind of doing this. So
yeah, don't worry. I mean, Jimmy's here.
Welcome.
Right. There we go. He's here.
Yep.
So if you are just kind of wanting to get that, what's going on, why are these people in my room, in my brain room, we're here to let you know Puny Pod is a podcast that you should have already been listening to, and if you haven't been, that's fine, we'll eventually forgive you, but you have a little extra reason, if you enjoy Eric on the Supreme Resort or any of the other bajillion shows that he's on, and you want to hear him talk about a Marvel movie, specifically Iron Man, then Puny Pod is a great place to listen to that. And
I was on the Avengers, and I just talked about Iron Man.
That's
the
right.
entire episode.
Avengers.
It really threw it off.
He just hyper focused on Iron Man. And then even in the scenes he's not in, he's like, I imagine that Iron Man at this point was doing this. If you like to listen to me ramble endlessly like I am now and throw people off of their plan, I personally don't understand why, but thank you. And you can go listen to that on Thor the Dark World, which is being released 5th, that sounds like.
Yeah, September 5th.
So there we go.
All right.
And if you want to continue listening to this, I don't know what we're going to kind of continue the conversation that we had over on the other feed. So you can listen to the beginning of the conversation over there. I don't think it's necessary because you're just going to listen to us kind of do whatever. So you've been warned.
I also need to point out that if you do want to hear more of me and Dan rambling about things, listen to Bowie splaining.
Yes.
On No Network.
It's something that will come up eventually when we get to it. Part of the deal is that there won't be a hard release schedule that we really know about. It'll just be two friends talking about a thing that I love and I think Eric will love.
All right. And speaking of friends,
yes.
we have all of your usual Scraping the Vault friends. Here's Audrey. And here's Asher.
Some might say that I'm married to my 6 skateboard moves.
It's true.
There we go. They're all here. Everybody's here.
So yes, I guess final warning. It's I don't think we're going to say anything terrible, but I don't think we're going to say anything that is like necessary
relevant
for you to listen to for the purposes of any of the podcasts that we do. But right. So Eric, back to our cliffhanger.
All right. So you guys have a few more minutes to think about things that have happened to you at the parks that were. The question was, based on the Year of a Million Dreams and the other promotions that Disney has done over the years, have you experienced any of these events personally? And I have a Year of a Million Dreams tale to tell. I'm telling it on this podcast because then I could probably tell it on other podcasts because, no offense.
Yeah, no, I know. Our listenership on this one
it's fine. Weird. Both of you will love this story. And also both of the listeners.
I think for I think it was the 30th, whenever they had the machine that you could pull.
The slot machine sort of thing?
Yeah, a slot machine
at
thing.
The hub?
When Mickey was weirdly addicted to gambling for a couple of years.
Okay, but here's the question. Do they bring that slot machine back and do they put it on the new boat that's supposedly going to still have
a casino boat out of Shanghai? It's the extra special. Sometimes you get a car.
I can feel it. It's about to pay off. I can feel it. I got a watch, I think. But I didn't get to pull the handle. It was just like, here's a watch, kid.
Oh, gosh.
And I did, not that this counts, but I always like to bring it up. I did get like 32,000 points on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire Play It. Yeah.
Oh, man. Did you cash it in for any sweet swag?
You get pins. They got pins.
Okay, so you were in the audience, right? Did you get called up on the actual stage?
I got called up on the actual stage.
Oh, damn. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, so all the people were looking at you.
Let me tell you, I was an age and I really thought I was very funny. And some might say that problem never went away.
Okay.
I hope it did.
So they didn't hire you. So obviously you weren't that funny.
Yeah, I got 32,000 points and they gave you a couple pens at the end.
Okay. What was the question that you failed?
I don't remember.
Oh, I'd think you would keep that with you forever.
Nah, well, I'm surprised you would think that.
Ryan, have you won anything distinctive at a Disney park?
Not really. So there was a conversation on the Ears Up Discord a couple weeks ago around pixie dusting, or making magical moments. Which is kind of,
that counts.
Yeah, and I've had a few of those where like I've walked up to a ride and they've been like, "Here's the red card. Go through the fast pass lane. We need to see how fast pass actually goes," or those sort of things.
Good one.
My wife actually has the cooler story.
All
right, so he's not going to tell it. All right, next question.
She actually got to, as a child, she was kind of sitting along the parade route for in Walt Disney World in the Magic Kingdom. And one of the princesses actually like picked her out of the crowd to walk the rest of the parade like with that princess. Which is a really cool, like, it's a minor thing.
Yeah, no, that's great.
It's how you get a kid hooked in to eventually be an AP holder. So there you go.
Actually,
someone who lives in another state.
Yeah.
I shared. Did I share the fake grandparent story on Puny Pod? Do you remember it, Ryan?
I don't think so. That doesn't sound familiar.
I don't remember where that came. Oh, that was like I think that was a walkabout or something.
You shared it somewhere, but we'll do Puny Pod anyway.
There we go. Let's pretend that story's there, and you should go listen to it. I probably
can't wait to listen to this episode.
I probably shouldn't tell that story on this feed, though. So sorry, listener.
Oh, okay. I have a parade story before my main story. When you're talking about getting like indoctrinated, where that moment when you went, "Oh, I love this." It was watching Spectra Magic one night, and there was a point. I think I was in. Was I in college or had I just graduated from undergrad? So I was an old man. I was in my 20s when the Seven Dwarfs were going by, and one of them, so the first one missed me, but the remaining six dwarfs each stopped and shook my hand, one after the other. And it was so much because like we were right along the road. It was at Magic Kingdom in Walt Disney World, because it was Spectra Magic, and that's where that is. And it was so much fun. Like everybody was laughing, and you could tell it was a thing. Once they realized, oh, we're doing this. Mm-hmm. Everybody went, all of the dwarfs went for it. Every one of them shook my hand in turn. And it was just so much fun. I loved it. And I was already a Disney fan at that point. We had been to Walt Disney World multiple times, but that was one of those things where I'm like, that thing is stuck in my head. That made that parade a solid forever memory in my head, because I already loved the parade. We had seen it a few times before, but to have that happen, to have everybody, all these dwarfs stop by, and all the people who are laughing nearby, and my family was clapping, and it, like, we talked about it afterward. That made it real. That sticks in somebody's head, and that's what Disney does so well. So my Year of a Million Dreams story. Brandy and I, when we got married, we did our honeymoon at Walt Disney World, and this was during the Year of a Million Dreams, the several years of a million dreams. And we're walking through Epcot, and we see this guy with like a polo shirt and khakis and a clipboard, and he waves at us. And we're kind of used to cast members waving at us because we're wearing our, like, we just got married buttons that they gave us when we checked into the hotel. So we had already gotten things like we got a glass of champagne with breakfast one day. And, generally when we enter the park, somebody's like, "Oh, hey, congratulations." When we entered Epcot that very day, one of the cast members like, "Guys, come here." And we're like, what? And he's like, come here. And he brings us off to the side and he goes, you've got a phone call. I got to get you on. I've got to connect you with a very important person. And it was a phone call from Minnie and Mickey saying, like, gosh, it's great to have you in the parks today. It was fun. Just this little pre-recorded thing, but he played it up and he was so excited and he brought us off to the side and they played us this little pre-recorded message about thanks for coming to the parks. Congratulations on your wedding, which was so much. It was amazing. It was so much fun. And so we're already kind of riding on this, like, okay, we've got to wear these buttons everywhere because they're really playing into this. This is so much fun. Everywhere we go, somebody says something.
I was kind of hoping, to be honest, that it was actually Goofy talking to you about like how, like, well, it's not going to last.
Well, my wife perished in a fire, but I still got Max.
Treasure it while you can.
You've seen my wife in the movies. She had great gams, didn't she?
He starts crying.
No, I miss her. Oh.
You try to fan the phone back, like, no,
you gotta listen to the whole thing. You gotta let Goofy run it out. Oh, Myrtle! Oh, gosh! Anyway,
the dating scene's not much to talk about. I mean, when you have a kid and everything.
Hopefully Powerline will still be around and you can bond over that concert.
It's a good thing Jimmy's still here in spirit to look up DeviantArt. Go.
Anyways, I hope you have fun because I sure ain't. Just dial tone.
We see Goofy later and we're like, I'm so sorry. And the character's like, what? I give him a hug. Like, it'll be better, man. It'll get better.
That'd be awesome. And then like it's such a specific interaction that the characters would just know to play along.
They're like, oh wait, that's the guy. He got the phone call this morning.
Put it together, like the weird interaction, and then the pen's like, okay.
Daisy gives me a big cartoon flower to hand to Goofy.
I got it.
Just becomes a video game quest of collecting the like sorrow objects for Goofy.
You gotta fix Goofy. He gets like this once in a while.
Gotta take him to a concert.
Hey, Delta Ray's playing over here at the America stage. You want to go see a concert, Goofy? I think
you have to keep him from taking a turn into the like right-wing pipeline in the American Adventure area. You're like, no, Goofy.
Come on, Goofy, let's go to the beer hall. Let's go to the beer garden. We're gonna go to the beer garden. Don't worry, it'll be fine. I got you covered. I got your bill. Just as many pints, as many half liters as you want. It's all you, buddy.
Oh my God.
He's pouring beer into his own face.
And it functions the way it would function. Like, it just gets everywhere. It sends him into a shame spiral.
Why is this on the main show? Why aren't we on our real show here?
Anytime he sees a phone, like a pay phone, you have to like pull him away from it. No, Goofy, no.
I gotta call her. She's dead, Goofy. She's dead.
I'm gonna listen to her voicemails. Outgoing message.
What the hell did we do? So I'm walking through Epcot.
Yeah. You just got to get back into it.
There's a guy wearing a polo shirt and khakis. with a clipboard, and he's like, "Hey guys!" So we say, "Hey, what's going on?" And he goes, "Hey, come here. You guys just got married, right?" And we're like, "Yeah." And he goes, "For real?" And we're like, "Oh yeah, we got married a few days ago." He's like, "And you're taking your honeymoon here?" And we're like, "Yeah." "Oh wow, that's so great. So have you heard about this Year of a Million Dreams thing?" And I had a friend who was like a cast member around that time. She wasn't a cast member at that point in time, but she had mentioned, she's like, "Oh guys, when you go there, it's the Year of a Million Dreams. You got to find somebody and they'll do something amazing for you. Don't just find somebody with a clipboard and they'll do something amazing." So I'm like, yeah, a friend of mine was a cast member until recently, and she was part of the college program. And, she just mentioned we should find somebody. And he goes, "Oh, awesome. So you know about it. Okay. So here's the thing. I'm one of the ambassadors here, and my job is to do amazing things for random guests." And he goes, "So do you want to do something cool?" And we're like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Have you been on Maelstrom?" And I said, "I've been on Maelstrom before. Yes, I love Maelstrom." And Brandy's like, I don't know." And he's like, "All right, let's go. Come on over here." And he gets us to the front of the line, and we go on the side, and he's talking to one of the cast members at the front, and he's like, "Okay, I got you guys a private boat." And he puts us on a boat alone. He's like, "I'll meet you at the end." And so we got to go on Maelstrom. We didn't wait in line. We weren't planning on going on Maelstrom at that time. We were just walking around World Showcase. So we got on to Maelstrom. We did the whole thing. We get to the end. And if you remember, there was this insane movie about Vikings at the end. That's awesome. And we get off the boat, and he's meeting us there, like he mentioned. And he goes, "Okay, so most people skip this movie. When was the last time you watched this movie?" And I said, "I think I was a little kid the last time I watched this movie." And he goes, "Okay, do you want to see the movie?" And I said, "Hey, yeah, let's do it." And so the three of us sat down, and everybody else just passed through the theater to get out. And we sit down, we watch the whole movie, and he's doing something off to the side. And we're kind of like, okay, we have a general idea that this is the Year of a Million Dreams. They're giving away vacation packages. They're giving away stuff. Like, okay, what is he going to give us when this is done? Because he's doing something. He's filling out paperwork. He's doing his cast member stuff where he's like, okay, I got to fill out all the things. All right, here we're ready to go. So the movie ends, and we stand up, and the lights come on, and he says, "Okay, here you go." And he hands us a certificate that says we got to go to the front of the line on Maelstrom.
That's all it was.
And he's like, "Thank you guys so much. I hope you have a great day." And he walks away. And I mean, from, a Year of a Million Dreams thing perspective, like, it was fun. It was great. We got a special experience. We've got a story to tell. We expected a little bit more, but we've got a certificate that says we got to go to the front of the line at Maelstrom. And I also have the experience of telling this story to the Ears Up folks the first time I met up with all of them. And at the end of the story, I did just what I did here, and I paused for a little bit, and Jeremy yelled, "That was it?" So the story keeps on giving. But yes, that was my freebie at Walt Disney World. And hopefully, if you've gone there with as a honeymoon sort of thing, you've gotten some interesting experiences as well. I know that's kind of the big thing is, how much do they actually do anymore? And that's the discussion. Like, they're trying to do more now because they realize they're a little bit strapped. And if you do something that's free and fun, then people will talk about it and say, "Wow, that was great." I've got so many little stories about people giving things away and just these little things that don't really cost the company much, Right. But yeah, like if they need to keep doing this, and maybe not at Disneyland, I don't know. There's so many annual pass holders there that are probably seeking out free experiences.
Well, and that's why
challenge.
you give it to the regular ticket holders, not the annual pass holders.
There we go.
Yeah,
that's what we were discussing on the other show. Yeah.
Or have like now, you know what I was going to say, have a separate layer of rewards for the annual pass holders, but no, I think they should continue keeping us in our place. Give us, you know, a straw every now and then or whatever. Like you don't want to encourage more entitlement from pass holders.
Yeah, the straw's fun. I still use the bamboo straws. Thank you, Dan, for giving me one of yours. I don't use the plastic straw that I don't know where it is. It's probably in one of my fanny packs. Yeah.
Yeah, I think in the age of social media, it gets hard. And I remember my cousin, who was an annual pass holder, he was like, "You want to know how you can get anything you want? Just ask the cast member to make a magic moment." And this was like proliferation of social media. So
gosh, yeah.
That's just kind of how those things start. But then there's a pretty direct line from that sort of just like hint to the TikTok that says, "Hey, if you show under boob, you get a free shirt at the mercantile."
Well, yeah, and it's, "Hey, can you do a full photo session for me right now? Can you just take me to someplace awesome and do a bunch of photos?" And like stuff like that doesn't. Yeah, you can do it, and it's got to feel weird. Although I must say, we did that once as a podcast. And
yes.
we told the cast member, "Hey, we're a podcast and we'd love to do whatever weird stuff you want us to do." So this is in DCA. So he's got like me sticking my head in between Mickey's legs, like the Mickey and Walt statue. And we did some fun stuff, and he listened to us talk about the show, and he's like, "Oh, that's cool. I'll definitely listen to it."
Well, and he clearly looked bored and not engaged in anything at the time. So we were like, I mean, why not?
Yeah. Yeah. And we didn't do any weird code word like, "I'm looking for some photographic magic." We just said, "Hey, we're a podcast. Can you take a bunch of pictures of us?" And he's like, "Yeah, let's do it." And it was more fun than just waiting for the next person in line to take a picture next to a scalding hot statue of Walt.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I think are you feeling inspired?
You access
that's what it is.
Right
that's
now.
what.
I think the way you access. No, you're good. You're good. I think the way you access that right now is just be up for it, right? Like, I have experienced that in Galaxy's Edge, where like I'll go in my bound where I'm like dressed up like a citizen of Batu, and you get a lot more of that type of like magic moments coming out, especially with the photographers, where they're like, "Oh, this guy's up for it. This guy's game. Let's do things. Let's have fun.
Let's find a stormtrooper to escort him off the premises while we're taking pictures." Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that goes even beyond that one specific land. Like, you know, if you're in your matching t-shirts and you're there to have a good time, especially if your t-shirt says "most expensive day ever," I'm sure they love that. But no, just like, I think right now it's be there, have a good time, and that's kind of how you access it right now. And I want they need to do more of that, where like they see the people who are there for it and there for the space and give them a little extra.
Yeah. All right, let's continue the verses here. We're going to solve it this week on part 2 of this episode. Disneyland versus Walt Disney World. Which Orange County is better?
Oh God.
How normal are the locals?
Oh.
Let's start with California.
Oh,
Dan,
no.
what's your take on the locals of Orange County?
Oh, they're bad.
Maybe. Okay, let's move on.
I lived in Orange County for long enough.
I see the news from from Orange County, like Huntington Beach and all of the localities near the parks. I'm like, oh man,
the city of, or wait, no, maybe it's the county of Orange, either Orange County or one of the cities.
The city Orange.
I think maybe the city Orange or the city of, I think it was the city of Irvine. I'm not sure. Years ago went bankrupt.
Oh.
And is, I think, currently being run by some corporation or something. It's
holy cow.
I'm gonna pull up something, and maybe one of you can talk about the other Orange County.
Ryan, what's your take on Central Florida as a Colorado denizen,
life longer? Yeah, Central Florida is a place in the center of Florida. I do actually have some close friends who live in Orlando, and I do know that like it's there are laws that make like the Florida man stories even more weird because they're allowed to report on more, and there's not as much that has to be private. But like that aside, it's still weird. There's still the fact that you have dinosaurs in the form of alligators that are just normal fauna, like they're just like squirrels.
No, we can't get rid of them. I mean,
right?
That's genocide.
It's just going to create weirdness.
Yes, a murder machine could just run across your yard and then lay in your pool for a good time.
So,
oh my. Yes, Dan?
I don't know.
Sorry, there's a small man tugging at my sleeve here.
If you think about it, moose are basically just like if reindeers and cows decided to be the same thing.
It's true.
It's completely irrelevant, but thank you. Thank you, Asher.
So there's a thing that exists in the world that I've identified that I think the best way to explain where I'm going with this is I've worked in the education industry for 7 years now, and all of the schools, most often when a school is named something like Innovation or Millennial or Hope Fields or
Rex Tuxford,
like
Memorial.
Well, no, like something that like pushes you in a direction of like, ooh, something's happening there, something cool, or like it's a like Promise High School or whatever. Or New Dawn is one that exists. Almost always when you go there, you realize why they called it that, and it's not because that's what's happening. Like you go there, you're like, oh, they're overcorrecting by naming it that. Because this is not what I pictured. So I'm going to read some street names from the city of Irvine. You got Wheelbarrow, Ridge Valley, Novel. Let's see.
Novel.
Place Flower, Carrot Wood, Fieldwood, Yellow Daisy, Sparrow, Prospect, Compass, Native Spring, Mustard, Rake, Diamondback, Mongoose. So this, while you're driving through these areas, there's
this list, by the way.
Yeah.
No context, totally a social media post.
So I remember driving these streets and going like, there's nothing but stucco walls everywhere. And then I go to this shopping center that the only thing that's different from the shopping center over here as opposed to the shopping center over there is this one has a Whole Foods. That one has a Trader Joe's. This one has a Claim Jumper. That one has an Applebee's. This one has, and it's nothing but that for a sea of forever, which is, I think, what. And here's the scary thing. I think that's what the people of Orange County actually want. That That's not failure to them. That's like, well, hell, I got an Applebee's over there and a clam jumper over there. This is living.
Choices.
I live on Sandrock. That's nature. I live on Nature Street.
Delightful. Well, according to my things, somebody won.
Hello?
Oh, that's a big one.
Double hello. Oh my. Let's see. Well, we're running time.
Time exists, yes.
Time exists. Yes. Let's see. Which county is more tolerant? Let's just use not to find that further.
That's rough. I mean, tolerant of what? Because I think Orange County, Florida, it's going to be tolerant of like starting a cult and, you know, like all sorts of complete wackiness.
I was very basically for my part here. I was impressed and weirded out to realize that Orange County, California is not really in sync with most of California.
Oh, it's not. No, it is the Florida of California.
That blew me away. And it was more evident during the early days of the pandemic than any other time. I think that's when it kind of clicked for me, when people are like screaming about masks in schools. Open our schools. Our children should be able to breathe each other's air. They should be able to just open mouth kiss each other with air.
Should be required to.
Mouth spitting contest.
Orange County, California is tolerant. Let's see. I mean, I think if I'm being completely honest, you have Orange County, California. It's like they're tolerant in the sense of like, okay, we'll give you these square feet that you can exist in. And let's like kind of just stay there and don't talk too much about it. And we will acknowledge that that exists mainly by not going there. It's not like San Diego County.
Okay. It's the difference between tolerant and accepting. They're tolerant.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, and I think with San Diego, it's funny because like so many people have talked when I first moved here, so many people would talk about how it's so diverse. I'm like, well, okay, it's diverse in the sense of like you have the Vietnamese neighborhood and you have and it's very clear, and you have like, you know, the LGBTQ neighborhood, and you have this neighborhood and that neighborhood, and La Jolla, where it's like the rich people. Like it's very you could
drive to all the ethnicities,
right? Like you're just a 5-minute drive away from. It's like Epcot Center for diversity, where it's just like, oh, here's this, and
oh man.
And I've come to believe that it's actually because of the geography, like the physical geography of the city itself. Like it's like you go up this hill, this is here, that's there. I mean, it's also probably rooted in gross intolerance, but I guess what I'm trying to say, it doesn't feel like a hateful exclusionary thing, but you do also very much notice when you go from one place to the other.
Okay.
Orange County, California, I think it's more like, well, we can't really do what we want to do or say what we want to say because the other counties are watching us. So we'll play some lip service in your direction, but keep in mind, once LA County isn't looking, we're going to do whatever we want.
Well.
And then on the other coast, they just say it. Or they say what you can't
say it out loud.
Yeah.
Here's what we don't want around here. All right, let's bring it back to a positive note. What's your ideal job at Disney? Anywhere. Theme parks, movies, television, ESPN, gambling division. You could be Gamblor himself.
Gamblor. I think for me, I would have to be. I don't really care about the company itself, and I sometimes watch the movies. I don't like whatever. I'm really a parks person, so it would need to be in parks. And this may or may not be surprising to a listener, but
I'm surprised.
I'm very good at customer service.
Oh.
So I think guest services would be probably the place where it's just like, okay, here's a problem. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to do what I can to fix it.
So you're City Hall, you're like ground zero. It's, I was mad about the thing. And you're like, just, okay.
Yeah.
Hang on. What do you need? What do you need to make today better?
Totally. Except I think I would be better suited in like one of the satellite places under the umbrellas.
Ah, yes. Okay.
Because if I was at City Hall, I would be tempted the entire shift to walk outside and go like, there's other places. There's a place over there. There's a place over there. You are making this harder for yourself right now. I'm telling you this as a guest. I want to help you, and I'm trying to help you by telling you go there.
Yeah. Don't wait in line here. You'll just get madder.
Right.
We'll do whatever you want. We'll do it. Ryan.
Oh, there's some part of me that wants to say the friends of Iron Man. So go be a friend of Iron Man and in Avengers Campus. But that also sounds like it'd be miserably hot. And as much as I would love to have my job being suiting up in Iron Man armor, it would.
But you'd get to hear Robert Downey Jr.'s impersonator's voice.
Yeah. And it's the same 3 lines over and over again.
Hey, come over here and take a picture.
I was really disappointed that they didn't throw like something like no gang signs in there, because that's like a seminal moment from the movies. And
indeed, yes.
I'm sure it'd be useful in the parks.
But, no, it's okay. It's okay. Throw it. Throw it up here.
Man.
By the way, I've discovered recently that I do a pretty good Jeff Bridges impersonation. If it's specifically Jeff Bridges trying to be younger Jeff Bridges in Tron Resurrection.
Oh, Tron. Okay.
Yeah.
Tron Bridges.
Real quick. And what I learned, it's not so much. It's not so much that you hear it. It's more like my description of the impersonation is it's like that when you're growing up, there was that friend that you had, and that friend had a dad who was like interested in what you guys were doing, but not really, like kind of checking in. Not engaged.
Kids are having fun, huh? Okay.
And I can't always nail it. When I nail it, it's really good. Let me see it.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Wait. Hang on. I'm sorry. We are contractually obligated to do a quick ad read here.
Yeah.
We have one more act for you this evening. I don't even need to say his name. Mr. Bob Dylan.
From the director of Walk the Line and Ford vs. Ferrari.
If anyone is going to hold your attention on stage, you have to kind of be a freak.
And starring Timothée Chalamet as Bob Dylan.
Are you a freak?
Hope so.
Once upon a time, you're just so fine.
Inspired by the true story.
I want to know which side he's on.
This Christmas.
They just want me singing Blowing in the Wind for the rest of my life.
Bobby, what do you want to be?
Whatever it is they don't want me to be.
He defied everyone.
Turn it down!
Play loud!
To change everything.
He's our Elvis.
With no direction.
Timothée Chalamet, Edward Norton, Elle Fanning, Monica Barbaro.
Make some noise, BD. Track some mud on the carpet.
A complete unknown. Only in theaters Christmas Day. Rated R. Under 17, not admitted without parent.
Single Riders is a service that exists.
You haven't heard it on this feed yet, but it's a service that I guess has been advertising on the Supreme Resort for a while.
Well,
they have pretty good ads. Like as a listener, I do enjoy their ads.
That's good.
Ryan, that's not part of the copy. I'm sorry.
They suddenly got very aggressive.
Yeah, very aggressive. Hang on.
Market.
Yeah. They're very specific after the last episode because they were very unspecific before. So yes, Single Riders is a community of persons, living and dead, that just enjoy going to Disney parks alone or with other people. And if you'd like to be part of this community and meet people, you can do so using Single Riders. If you don't want to do so, you should also sign up for Single Riders. They suggest that families sign up for Single Riders. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. I'm not reading the copy. Please, everybody should make an account today and tell everyone your situation. Are you married? Are you single? Are you gay? Are you straight? Are you none of the above? Single Riders is here for you. They
also have something here. It says they also have a Single Riders for pets.
Yeah, absolutely. If you bring your pet to the kennel at Disneyland or Walt Disney World, you can sign them up for Single Riders as well. If you want a tryst while they're in the kennel, we can arrange that. That's what Single Riders says.
Here's the thing that really makes me I would say suspicious, but it's an ad read, so I'll say curious. It says check this box if it's a purebred. Like, is this a weird secret breeding thing that they're doing?
Dan.
Yeah.
Back down.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Pure breeds are welcome. Labradoodles only. Single Riders.
Don't forget their ad. Their code.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
right. For this one,
never remember, always forget.
Well, I think for this one, they specifically want us to do hypoallergenic. I don't know why.
This is the pet one.
Oh, okay, got it.
For 9% off.
And it then says, give being single a pause, but it's spelled P-A-W. Which doesn't make sense because it's not a pause.
Dan,
you know?
Dan, that's enough.
Yeah.
That's enough.
Okay,
no,
sorry.
No, sorry. They're gonna cut it off. Thank you, Single Riders, for your sponsorship. Dan, please resume your story.
Oh, no, it's not even a story. It's
your
just
Jeff Bridges impression.
Yeah. So if when it's okay, hold on. Yeah. No. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Uh-huh. Which is really more doing an impersonation of that dad, but it's some crossover. Yeah.
We need to get you and David on the same show so that he can do his Jeff Bridges as the villain in Iron Man, and you do that Jeff Bridges.
Yeah.
Dan, tell us
by the way,
about Tony Stark making.
Before you continue, I just want to add, no joke, I will get into a loop of doing that impersonation for myself for 20 minutes at a time. On a regular basis. I don't want to say daily, but multiple times a week. It's true. I'm sorry, Eric. What was your question?
Yeah, my question was going to be, Dan, can you please explain how Tony Stark built this in a cave?
Yeah. Oh.
Y'all ready for this?
Okay. Yeah. It's really like it's that like that lilty like voice crack thing that I think he purposely does as an actor to identify nonchalance.
Ah, okay.
So, yeah. Okay. Man.
Oh.
Well, thanks for joining us, everybody. And thank you to our sponsors.
Uh-huh.
And thank you to Dan, who is the host of the show. And thank you to me, who is also the host of the show.
Mm-hmm.
And Chaz. Thank you for being here, Chaz.
Click that button.
And thanks to Ryan.
Hi, guys.
I wish I could wait. Ryan from please. What's the name of your show again? I already forgot. I'm sorry.
Ears Up Podcast.
I don't have that queued up. Did he do the other one?
Puny Pod.
There we go.
Right. So sounds like Eric, you need to go.
Hello.
I do. I have a birthday party to attend.
Oh, happy birthday!
At Benihana. It's not my birthday.
Ooh, nice.
But yes, we're going to Benihana with friends of ours.
Yeah.
And Jeff Bridges will be there.
Okay.
Oh no, it stopped.
I wasn't expecting to be here for this. You're listening to Supreme Resort After Hours. It's been a long time, lonely. You know the rest. Oh, is that how it goes? Oh, no. It's, Have you ever noticed that Jeff Bridges sounds like a disinterested father?
I don't have a reverse one, so we're just gonna do we're just gonna do the cash grab thing, and we'll close out this episode in a completely normal fashion.
Mm-hmm. And
Having
again,
satisfied our ad partners.
Again, if you listen to all of this, we did warn you.
Congrats.
Good job, David. Thank you,
Yep.
Rob.
Yes. Thank you to the three people.
Oh, wait. How do you normally do it? How do you normally?
Until next time, be kind.
Be kind.
And
rewind.
There you go.
I swear I'm going to put this in reverse.
You don't have to.
Fresh.
I'll totally reverse it, and we'll do the whole like backwards thing.
You could do the entire first episode in reverse.
There's a lot of work to do for tomorrow.
Y'all ready for this?
Okay.
All right, we did it.
I'm gonna go.
Do we want to finish the cliffhanger that we left at some other point?
Oh, we
and then
finished
drop
it.
that on Puny Pod? No. Neither Eric nor I answered what position we would want in the Disney company.
Oh, you're right. All right.
Which is fine. We'll record again.
Here we go. Here's the little thing you can put on the social meds. Okay. 1,